Okay. What's up, buddies? Welcome back to another episode of the First Owner RTG. It's relatively early in the morning. Jonathan Davidson Team of the Year? At least for nominees? That's amazing. Viva Canada, boys. Anyways, this was not meant to be the way the intro for the day goes, of course, but relatively early in the morning, nowhere near 6 p.m. content, EA have just tweeted out the guys, the attackers at least, that made it into the nominees. Now, I guess they're releasing the nominees here. There you go. You got Leo Messi, of course. You got Ney. You got Salah. You got Mbappe. Did I not see a Robert Lewandowski? Or unless maybe he's in the next set? Whoa, hold on. Hold on a second. Was Lewandowski in the first page? Oh, he is. Bottom right. Okay, I didn't see him on the bottom right. So, it looks like the release is already happened for today in terms of the Team of the Year attackers. So, the Team of the Year midfielders, I suppose, in terms of the nominees, will be released tomorrow. And then defenders, maybe even goalkeeper, will be released on Sunday. So, I think that's going to be the schedule. And then we can all start voting for them on the 10th. And I'd assume the Team of the Year is either going to be then available as a schedule. If we start voting on the 10th, Team of the Year will either be available starting on the 14th of Friday, which they've done a few years, or it'll be on the 17th. It'll start on the 17th, which is, of course, the Monday, which most Team of the Years have started on the Monday. So I think we're getting Team of the Year start day of either January 14th or January 17th. I'd think it'd be the 17th, but again, we don't really know, right? Obviously, we don't really know. For me, if you want to know my 3 Team of the Year attackers that I think should be in it, we've talked about this a lot on stream, but it's got to be Lewandowski, who deserved the Ballon d'Or alongside Messi. It's got to be Lewandowski in one of the 3 attacker slots, and then it's got to be Salah and Messi. There just can't be anybody else. For the 2021 calendar year, Salah, Messi, and Lewandowski were untouchable. Cristiano was all right. Mbappe, Ney, at times Ney was injured a lot. But, you know, there are some other players that you could make an argument for or whatever, mix in some popularity. But if the front 3 attackers at the very... Benzema is another one. He's probably going to be a runner-up. But again, so for people, for example, someone saying Mbappe, right? If you want to have Mbappe in there, who does he take out? Lewandowski? Salah? Messi? No, not a chance. Same thing. I think Benzema had an incredible year and is just the most probably underappreciated striker of the last decade. But anyways, if we say Benzema, again, who does he take out? Does he take out Messi? Ballon d'Or winner, and deservedly so. I mean, Lewandowski, arguably the biggest competitor to Messi for Ballon d'Or in the season he had. Salah? So to me, I think that's the front 3 at least for the Team of the Year. In terms of the day's grind, that's just really weird. I thought we were going to be talking about this at for 6 p.m. content, but it is what it is. For today's grind, it's going to be all about trying to get whatever EA throw into packs for 6 p.m. Now, I think we're going to get a brand new Team 2. I think maybe the attackers, maybe they get a +1 or something like that. The nominees might be in packs as of Friday, maybe to next Friday. I don't know. And then midfielders are in from Saturday till Friday, and then maybe defenders are in from Sunday till Friday. That could be an interesting schedule. So we'll see. We're gonna get into the grind. We've got quite a bit of champs games to play. So let's do it. Oh no, dude, trust me, I had this exact happen in 2013, 2014, and 2015 with Run the FUT Market and the way he's been hacked, dudes. The exact same stuff that hackers used to do 7 years ago, is what they're doing now to Run the FUT Market and everybody else that they're hacking, which is why I know my account is going to go. Yay, I'm excited about packing a Prem player, but this discussion obviously is an important one, man. I think that's the issue, is this the fact that they give hackers all your details, and then even when they give you back your account, the hacker still has access because of an email link. It's like, how do EA allow that to happen? How is that all a thing that's possible? All on top of the fact that hackers can bypass 2-factor identification. So one of the best security features that you can have, where if someone hacks into your account because they know your password, you then get a code to your phone, and the only way you then get in is if you get that very random code and on your cell phone and put it into the email. That stops a lot of hacking from happening. And you're just like, no, but you can just bypass that on our web app. So hey ho, it's insane. Is an everyday normal account like mine compromised? Every account's compromised. Every single, wow, I didn't notice there was a La Liga player there. That's a great bronze pack. Game is just you need to find the perfect angle and time shots to score basic goals, or else use cutbacks, corner techniques to score. There's no balanced way to score, so you get countered 24/7. It's a chore to play. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been screaming about for the last month and a half, man. Exactly. And the problem is, it's a compounding issue, right? Because everything you say and talk about, the more people like me that refuse to play the broken mechanics and whatever, but that keep losing to it, it just compounds. And then more and more people that play like me or you or anybody else, like, fuck all this, man. I'm still playing. I'm going to do all this dumb shit. And it just stacks again to an unbalanced glitch game where like 98% of people that are in gameplay try every shit mechanic because the only way to get wins, which is the only way to enjoy yourself. And then the small pool of people that are still just trying to have fun slowly whittles away and stacks into that massive pool of people glitching the game. And it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And honestly, it's fucking the beginning of January, man. And I'm already like, I'm sick at the thought of playing the game. It's January. I usually get like this in July. At the end of team of the season is usually where I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I'm fucking losing my mind. But it's usually by team of the season. It's not even team of the year. It's not even team of the year. And today I was thinking of waking up, playing Tarkov, and then just doing a 6 p.m. video and like an hour on FIFA for the RTG for packs and stuff, and then right back onto Tarkov. In January! A week and a half before team of the year. That's what I was thinking of doing today. For the first time ever, playing a game at the start of my stream that isn't FIFA Ultimate Team. JJ, thank you for the resub. What advice do I have saving for a house? Well, the amount that you think you need to save, I would double or triple it. I would, if you want real talk? Like you want the talk that, like the grind that I had to do to get our first house way before streaming and way before all that shit. You literally need to become a hermit. Don't spend money on anything frivolous. Get good at taking care of your shit so that your pair of shoes that you have, you keep it lasting long. And you have to get really crazy with it. Like, I genuinely mean, figure out the bottom barrel cheapest way to eat. And we're talking not for a couple of weeks, obviously, when it's buying a house. We're talking years at a time. And then also, being willing to relocate to somewhere where you can afford to buy. Because that's another thing that even young bucks in the chat, you know, the young guns in the chat are like, I can't afford a house, I can't do this. And they're trying to like live in London where maybe their parents are and where they grew up. It's like, and you're, you know, depending on your commute to work, that might be sucky, but same thing then. Maybe, I mean, everyone's dying for workers and stuff like that. So learn how to be handy. Yup. I mean, a good bit of advice is buy the worst house on the best street or best location you can afford. Don't be again like the dip out there that try to buy just brand new townhouses or apartments. Look to buy the best property you can in the best location, but the worst property, like the worst house in the best location. That's you know, that's another money move, of course, as well, that most young people that want to impress their friends won't do. This is easy to say, but yeah, reassessing your friendship group is always a good one. If you're in the shit and you can't really find yourself improving in life, and you feel like you're in this endless spiral of wasting time, partying, you know, maybe burning money, not eating healthy, just have a look at who you surround yourself with. That's another one. Another thing that a lot of people, especially the early 20s, late teens, don't want to face. Dad told me for 6 months in his flat, he only ate pasta and sausage, saved for a house. Yeah, and again, like, you know, our parents and stuff like that giving us advice doesn't always reciprocate because their cost of living wasn't much more than our cost of living, yet their property purchasing was 25 times cheaper than what our property purchasing is, right? So there are differences. So when your dad's like, yeah, and I just didn't spend money on gas for 6 months and then I bought my first house. Oh, cool. I could not spend money on gas for 17 years and won't even be able to buy a fifth of a house, Dad. Yeah, rehab, I get it, dude. And that does suck. That does suck. But again, and this is one thing that I got really offended by. Dude, I grew up on a beach at my grandma's house and stuff like that. I can't afford to live there now. But what right do I have to say, I grew up in this area, all you guys for moving in here and making everything expensive and shit, I should be able to live here because I got shot out of my mom's vajayjay in this area? It's just stupid. Dude, that's like, think of back in the day as well. Like, if we're talking about First Nations and whatnot, and just take it to another extreme. Imagine being born in an area and your area gets raided by a rivaling First Nation, or back in the Viking days, you know, you've grown up in a certain area as a Viking tribe and family, and another Viking tribe runs in and raids, and you're like, wait! You can't take over and murder everybody. My mom shot me out of her vagina here. I deserve to live here. Now, that's an insane comparison, but very accurate in a lot of ways as well, if you try to think about it a little bit. Whoever's able to live there by their means, in thousands of years ago by strength, nowadays, I suppose by financial strength, that's who lives there. And then you either work fucking harder, do what you can, improve yourself, or you go somewhere else. Like, those are the thought processes. That thought process of like, this is unfair, the areas I live in this part of the city have gone up in price, that is a loser mentality. It sucks to say, because I know there are literally millions of people in that place. My family was one of them as well. I understand I got very lucky with the streaming thing, whatever, but I never banked on this streaming thing, ever. I was setting myself up on 20 different ways well before I even started streaming. So I also don't appreciate when people are like, oh, easy for you to say you're a streamer, you make this amount of money. F that. This was never in the plan. Never, ever in the plan. All that you see here was never in the plan. Unable to live and afford to buy where I grew up either. But you gotta make moves, man. The world will leave you behind if you don't, period. So to tell me, oh, it's so unfair now with COVID and whatever, and people are moving into the fucking suburbs and I can't afford to live in this area. Okay, then move. If you want to use excuses, Kira, of saying majority of people living in Ontario, they got lucky owning a house at the age of 25, okay. You got lucky being born in Canada, brother. How about that? How about that savage reality? You're mad that people older than you got born into where you live earlier and bought a house for cheap. You were born in fucking Canada, bro. Talk to me about being born in fucking Lebanon right now. How about that for a little bit of luck? Lebanon is literally ruined on every measurable level. Economically, socially, every level. So don't sit there and try and talk to me about, oh, it's fucking bullshit, and now in this area I can't afford to live. Boo fucking who? Boo fucking who? Dude, there's kids out there being born literally on the streets of Beirut that are just on their grind and will probably do better than a lot of us in the chat right now. That's period. That's it. Just, you gotta pull your fucking self out of the mud, man. You genuinely have to. And I know it's shitty to hear from someone like me in my fortunate position, but if I'm not gonna fucking tell you this shit, who the fuck is going to? If you want to look at it in a negative light, which is the way your life is gone and everything is negative, and you look at what I'm saying of, oh, this Canadian, he just opens bronze packs and he's sitting there giving me life advice. If you take it that way, fine. You're just gonna stay in the shit. If you sit and hear what I say in that negative light, then do you, man. You're going to continue living that life of privilege, being born in Canada, but just seeing everything in the negative light. Oh, the area I want to live is triple expensive now, and it's ridiculous that my parents were born and they bought this house for $100K, and I have to, if I want to live here, pay $900K. Boo-hoo! Now, don't get me wrong. I've bitched and moaned about Canada a lot, cost of living, etc. But I am genuinely, even in my situation, I'm genuinely thinking of relocating because I have to put my money where my mouth is also. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. I think if you have any type of drive, any type of critical thinking, you'll take parts of what I've just said and hopefully it helps you out. If you are someone that's oversensitive and would just continue in that loser mentality and that spiral downwards, you'll get very offended by what I said, and we'll just have to leave it at that. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do to convince, you know, people with that mentality, but hopefully it rung true for a few. even you sitting on $15 an hour in Canada, working, with all of the struggles you have, you are still part of the global 1%. Dude, there are people, and I can only talk from obviously where my family is from and stuff like that, from Lebanon. There are people in Lebanon that would bite your dick off. Now, this is a weird way to say it. For pennies an hour. For running water, for etc. Now, again, this is not me saying that all of the issues that each individual person has, they don't have a right to feel bad about or to get affected by it. Mental health is absolutely paramount on every level. Doesn't matter if you're lucky enough to be born in Canada, or you're super rich, or you're semi-wealthy in Lebanon, or super poor in Lebanon. Any and all struggles that you're dealing with in life is absolutely viable. That I don't want also you to think that you don't have any right to be upset about stuff, but there has to be perspective as well. That's all. That there has to be perspective as well. And the one thing I hope you take away is that you are in control. You are. It feels like you're not at times, but you are. Any single person can come up to me and tell me exactly the issues they have right now, and I can give them 12,000 ways that they could at least take control of those things. And most of it, they will look at you and say, I'm not going to do that. What the hell? No way. As in, drop all those shitbag friends you have. As in, move to this crazy ass place that you've never heard of. As in, drop this job that you've had for 8 years that you're comfortable with and go take a risk over here and do this. You've got a little bit of money. Or again, drop everything with this shit job that you hate, and for the next 6 months, you save everything, and then you do that move that I said. You say stuff like that to those people that are endlessly complaining, and all they'll say, I'm not gonna do that. I grew up here. And again, can I just add to that real quick? Another false pretense is these kids that have dipshit parents that make them think that renting is bad. And even had people in my family like, why are you wasting money on rent? Well, I'm spending fucking $500 a month to rent here and saving $5,000 when you think I should be spending $8,000 a month on a mortgage that I can't afford anyways. So also don't listen to the people that saying renting is bad, this is bad, whatever. It all depends on your situation, financially or otherwise. But again, you will have kids that will rent, but they're stupid. They're running around fucking in credit card debt with a fucking Rolex. So what are they doing? They're renting a $5,000 apartment in Vancouver, which is also moronic as well. So again, it's all dependent. There's so much depth to it. It's not just renting is bad, buying a home is good. There's a lot of stupid in buying a home, and there's a lot of stupid in renting. It's most people's idiotic way of living life where they're trying to impress people that don't give a fuck about them, to live a life they don't even fucking enjoy, while sitting in either rental that they're overpaying on or sitting on a mortgage that they can't even afford. That's the shit I'm talking about. So once again, the guy's saying, I can't fucking afford to buy a house for $800,000 where I want to live. Okay, rent 2 to 3 towns away. Oh, but I don't want to do that. I grew up in this town. What will my friends think if I'm renting a fucking 1-bedroom dingy basement? Bro, I literally for 3 years in college, and I'm not joking, Steph can walk in here and tell you, to the point where even my dad and stuff are like, okay, babe, we know you're saving money, we know you're doing this, but this area fucking is freaky as fuck. If I told you the area in Vancouver I rented an apartment, it was to the level of a halfway house. I don't know if people know what that is, but people coming in and out of prison and stuff like that and whatever. And it wasn't crazy. It's not like people were fighting and killing each other in the apartment or whatever, but it was dingy as you could ever imagine. But why did I do that? Because for 2 reasons. I was in college, and yet I was obsessed with cars and building cars. So I didn't have crazy income, but I wanted to save up money where I could. I wanted to still finish off college, but I also still wanted to enjoy a car that I had. So what did I do in terms of to make that work? First of all, I ate goddamn ramen noodles forever. But second of all, I rented this place for 3 years. It was $400 a month. Everything included. The only thing I had to add if I wanted to was like $5 or $10 or $15 a month for internet access. It was $400 a month, man. And I'm not talking 25 years ago. I'm talking maybe 10 years ago. I mean, that place right now, I guarantee you could probably still rent it for $700. But once again, these kids in my fucking area, you show them that apartment that I stayed in, and they're like, I'm not staying there. I'm not. I don't work every day of my life 9-10 hours a day at $12 an hour to live in that shit place. Oh, sorry, you're too good for that. You have to be willing to fucking swallow that fucking idiotic ego that everybody in this fucking world seems to think that they are some god and prince that is too good for living in a $400 a month shit apartment, or too good to drive around in a broken, Oldsmobile Cutlass. But so many people live in the here and now. I'm 19, man, and I've got my first job, and I got an iPhone, and I got $400 Jordans on, but I can't live in this area. Well, no fucking shit you can't, dude. With a fucking 7-year-old shit iPhone. This fucking phone, you want to talk about all my successes? I still have a fucking 3.5-year-old goddamn iPhone. But meanwhile, these fucking 19-year-olds that complain about not being able to afford to live anywhere are sitting there buying a brand new goddamn phone every fucking 6 months. Talk to me about fucking struggles and buying houses is not fair and I'm outpriced out of all this shit, and you're fucking walking into Supreme trying to buy a belt for $200. Fuck off. It's real life FOMO. People, like, whatever happens to people in FUT is just extrapolated IRL, isn't it? And that's what slows so many people down from any level of success. Not even success, happiness. Happiness. That's another thing too. Like, if your sole focus is to do something in your life so you can buy that $800,000 house in the area that you grew up, I mean, I honestly would argue that your whole meaning for living in and of itself is diluted and wrong. The focal point should be to chase your happiness and your health while still being able to keep a roof over your head and support whoever you've taken the responsibility to support. That is important too, right? That is important too. You can't walk away from your kids or your wife or your brother and sister maybe that depend on you. These things that you've taken on in your life and had the choices to put your dick in someone, and then a kid comes out, that is now your sole responsibility as well. So again, mental health, happiness, success is happiness and mental health, and that is what you should be focusing on while still being able to support whatever your responsibilities are. That to me is real success. Now again, the teens, the early 20s, they hear that shit and they're like, that's bullshit. I don't believe that. I need to make X amount of money. I need to be able to buy the Mercedes that I want, and that's my happiness. And trust me, any of you guys that think that, you'll get to my age and it's so annoying to hear, but you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And it doesn't matter if by the time you're my age, you still don't have a crazy income or you do have a crazy income. Pretty much everybody in their 30s, once they get to mid 30, creeping up on 40, you get this awakening, man, that in your 20s, in your late teens, you just don't, you don't see. Happiness and health is what I want to focus on. Chasing this corporate job, chasing living in this area. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy whatever that possible time I have left on this earth. You really wake up and realize that you don't have a lot of time on this earth, and that becomes that focal point of yours. And I even wish for myself I had realized that a lot sooner. There's a lot of wasted years for me in my late teens and early 20s that I was doing very similar. I was constantly chasing impressing my family. I was constantly chasing impressing my friends around me. I was constantly chasing things that weren't even responsible to chase. Like the whole car obsession that I had, dude, I did a lot of stupid shit to just chase a car obsession that I had, as opposed to do a lot of stupid shit to save up to have something that would allow me to then further chase happiness and health and whatnot, right? So I've been there too. I've been through a lot of years of my life where I not necessarily regret, but just think, man, if I refocused myself in a different path, how much better off could I even be now, health-wise and happiness-wise, right? So, yeah. Why being spoiled might not always be the best. Exactly, man. And it's a big struggle me and Steph have with our kids too, dude, because I know what that's going to do to them, dude. If you continue down the path of endlessly spoiling your kids, man, they will have no value in their life. They genuinely won't, man. They will have zero value. They're not working and struggling towards some things. They just won't feel value in anything, man. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm there too. And brother, it's easy for me to say, but dude, you gotta just fucking live your life, man. Dude, what a perfect example is that, man, is the amount of insane, pointless arguments I see even in my mentions. Guys will spend days at a time arguing with someone in my mentions. In my fucking mentions on Twitter on a place that isn't even real. And I mean, I'm sure it happens all over Reddit. It happens in forums. It happens everywhere. I'm sure it happens in fucking whispers in my chat as well. Probably people just going at each other endlessly. And it's like, dude, you have to be able to realize that that is such a frivolous and pointless endeavor. Yeah, YouTube comments as well just go off on each other. Like, it's, bro, my God. And yet those guys that spend probably 10 actual hours out of a week arguing with randoms on the internet then will sit there and tell you, bro, I can't improve in my life. It's unfair. Like, look at what you have. I deserve some of that, dude. It's ridiculous. And then they're arguing 10 minutes later with someone in the comment section instead of working on themselves, right? That's the thing. It's not about harping on the younger folk. It's about trying to change their mentality of what being successful at their age is for them. It's not for everyone else. Well, dude, you gotta look at what young kids do with their time. They just spend time on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, watching other young people, but those other young people they're watching are part of the 0.0000001% of humanity at that age that have a lot of money and time. And that is the struggle, is these kids, because they have parents that don't educate them and sit them down and let them know that that's not a standard. At their age, like I said, they should be focusing on their, whatever their friend groups are, whatever their sports, you know, passions are, whatever it is that's going to help them find what they do truly enjoy. I much love, Manchester, much love, brother. Not sure if this should be concerning or a good thing. I find that there are so many teenagers hitting the gym these days. Odd, because that was the last thing on my mind when I was 14, 15, although it's better than being on socials. Well, again, it's all circumstantial, right? If you've got droves of teenagers hitting the gym, are they doing that because they follow a bunch of Instagram influencers that are all super jacked and make a living off of working out and posting workouts and stuff on Instagram, and that's what they want to do? Yeah, that's probably not great, right? Because again, most of those social influencers aren't being honest with their followers that they're on roids and that they're on all these other crazy things, right? And these kids think, yeah, if I just clang weights for a little bit, I can be earning 100K a year just working out and whatever. Now, again, you can do that, but there's a whole trajectory to getting to a level like that, right? And again, people just think that that's the easy answer. Now, again, that doesn't mean that kids going to the gym is bad. There's just one part of that it could be bad, but there's a lot of parts of that, the other gray area, where it could be good. It just could be kids going to the gym saying, fuck it, man. This is, even at 15, 16, 17, I worked out at 15, 16, 17. That was one of the few things that kept my mental straight, was football, soccer, 6 days a week, and the gym with my buddies for an hour or two, 5 or 6 days a week as well. That was the only thing through my teams that kept me sane. So if kids, more and more kids are doing that because it helps their mental health get through the shitty uni courses they got to do, through the shitty, stupid jobs that they have to do, stocking shelves at a grocery store, pumping gas, all the shit that I had to do. I'm sure a lot of you guys had to do if you're older. If them being in the gym helps them get through all that other shit, then that's amazing. That's good too. So again, the discussion points have to be within the gray areas, not, again, oh, all kids at the gym, that's terrible because they're just trying to be like their favorite social media influencer, or also all kids at the gym is good because being fat. Like that, both those extremes are dumb. It's all within the nuanced gray area that we have to have these discussions, right? Yeah, I just got lucky with Steph, man. I hit another lottery with Steph too. I agree. I agree. Steph wouldn't want me to say that to you guys, but I agree. What me and Steph have are, again, it's like a 0.1% chance. Most of the time, guys get stuck with or girls get stuck with guys, vice versa, right? It's absolutely goes both ways. And you get stuck in these toxic, like, sex relationships where you're getting taken advantage of, you're maybe taking advantage of them. Like, it's just so weird. And again, it's not to say that you shouldn't go for relationships, but I just don't, yeah, I don't know if it's the best focal point to have in your younger years. Meaningful relationships are good to have, but it doesn't need to be a one-off sex partner, if you will. Yeah, you know what, man? I will admit, chat, I don't know how to navigate that topic. I really don't. guy and girl, or guy and guy, or girl and girl relationships, or whatever relationships, I don't know, man, anything and everything between. I don't know how to navigate those, because like I said, I got very lucky with Steph. Life successes with one great partner, I feel like yes. But is it better to focus on yourself and mentally improving yourself, and when you're so young, you don't even have a proper developed frontal cortex, let alone the ability to know how to even manage an intricate relationship with another human being? So is it better to focus on yourself and not get locked into these long relationships? Like, I don't actually know. I don't know what the best answer is. And I'm hopeful that people that don't know can at least be able to admit that stuff, right? Because I feel like I've got a lot of experience in the social part of life, in business, in successes and failures of college and school and working and all the shit I talk to you guys about freely. But like the relationship shit and how that affects it, I don't know, because like I said, I've had basically a really strong woman backing me all the time, and has always been appreciative of my effort for our family. And she also is very much a strong, powerful woman that adds and improves everything about my life, right? So again, how am I able to then sit there and tell you guys that's what you need to hit? But that's all I've had. Yeah, through my teenage years, I had shit relationships with girls and whatever and stuff like that. But from like 20 years old and onward, I just kind of hit the lottery. It's all part of your development and your growth, though, Dylan, right? That's what you gotta understand, man. You're in uni, you've got a true vision. Who gives a if you're stacking groceries for $8 an hour in your spare time? You're doing that as another part and building block of your life success, brother. You gotta keep down that road and keep doing you, right? We all get stuck in those monotonous days where you're like, man, I'm, dude, oh my God, I will still not, this is why I still am on that grind in terms of streaming and working and whatever the case may be, right? A lot of people think in terms of my life, I should be able to sit back and just stream 3-4 hours a day and then be done and move on and chill and put my feet up. But I'll never forget those days, man. Those summer days, dude, 5 a.m. on the construction site, pouring fucking rain. I'm the job site bitch. So that's literally, even though I'm working with plumbers and stuff like that, I'm doing all the rat work, right? Wake up feeling like trash, walking across the construction site with old broken pipes that they're taking out and putting in new pipes. And I just remember sitting there thinking, what the f have I done with my life? What am I doing? What in the fuck, man? I can't do this forever. And just sitting there and recalibrating and knowing, okay, but this is the now. What I'm doing now with all this pipe and all this shit, I'm in college during the day, I'm doing this, I'm doing whatever. You just gotta reassess. Whenever you find yourself in those shit situations where you look up and you're like, I am fucking stocking shelves right now. What am I doing? But just know, it's part of the process, man. You're young, you're doing whatever, you're old, doesn't matter. Whatever stage you are in your life, these are things that are gonna help you get to other things. It sucks in the moment, but it's got to be done, man. It's got to be done for your own good and your own success, right? So never hate on yourself for being in those situations, man. They all do lead to better. You just got to work for it. Athletes, top-level athletes, and people that have crippling anxiety and are stuck in a rut and everything kind of defeats them. And it's incredible to see that they all go through the exact same stresses and struggles, but like a super top athlete, super top businessman, success, when they're dealing with those stresses and anxieties, they're from the get-go, they're not seen as stresses as anxieties. They're seen as excitement and appreciation and the luck of being able to take on the challenge. Where again, if you just have that defeatist mentality, those same emotional heart rate up, stress, this, that, someone that can take that and have it as a way of being like, I'm so lucky and grateful to take this on, is this in the same situation as someone else that's like, oh my fuck, I can't do this, I can't believe that I have this going on, oh fuck, I don't want to do this, I can't do this, oh my god, and those same feelings can be pushed into two totally different directions, fully just on what type of mental capacity and way you want to take that on, right? which I, once again, wish I thought about that back in my teen years when I was in like public speaking competitions where I almost had the most insane mental breakdowns before walking onto a, you know, what would you call that? Like a lecture hall at 16 or 17 to present a discussion off of memory in front of an audience of 150 and panels and judges in French, by the way. You know, I wish there where I was almost in mental breakdown, because it obviously that is very stressful to do. I was able to refocus myself and think, fuck, you know what? F this. I'm grateful for this challenge. Let's fucking do it. Everyone in these seats are all just grateful that they're not me right now, standing up on the podium having to do this off of memory. So, you know, I wish I had that thought process too. I didn't. I still got through it all, but fuck me, dude, was it stress, man. Can't tell you how many fucking mental breakdowns I had, like with my mom before having those, going to those events, and just full on panic attacks. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, one of my biggest failures ever was putting in 5 years of the hardest graft I have ever done to get good at soccer, to get amazing at soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. And the savage reality of that, you guys have heard it a million times, that final game against Notre Dame where I bottled it and just realized, like, man, this whole time, I love football, I love soccer, but I am of no caliber to take this to a professional level. And being real with yourself sometimes takes a long time, and you are the one that has to do it. People around you telling you you're not good enough and whatever, those people drove me to try even harder. But being able to be real with yourself and just knowing, okay, well, I can't do this, but there's many other things in life that I want to focus on and try and do better at, is a harsh lesson to learn, but it definitely does help. It definitely does help. Absolutely. He asked for a 20 mil signing bonus. Yeah, Dembouz is out of his mind, man. The thing is, I guess someone like Newcastle will be willing to pay him that much, right? Oh! No! Oh my god, wait, what do we do? That's our first walkout from the League SBC grind. That's a dupe. Yes, sorry, YouTube. It's been such a crazy day. We've had so many topics of discussion. I don't know if you guys have seen any of our good pack pulls. No headliners packed from any of the new ones. They do look awesome. I am a fan. I think I'm going to put this Navas into either Zola or, what, do we do Payet? I don't know. I guess we focus on finishing Zola, right? First, I guess. I don't know. So use squad builder, untradables only, rating, low to high. Hold. Okay. No! You guys are so gross, chat. Wow, I've actually been pretty efficient with the grind, huh? Interesting. Okay. Oh! No way! Oh my god! I'm not kidding. Oh my god. I'm not. Oh. How have we almost done this twice in 1 week? This is why I can't use the web app. I'm not people think I'm faking this. I'm not kidding. I looked everywhere. I looked everywhere to make sure there wasn't a dupe in there. Oh my god, dude. What? Where did that even come from? Oh my! Wait, what? Well, we didn't pack any new headliners players, but I think that's a good way to end today's grind. A 25k pack that gives us a Fernando Morientes. I think unless you're Boras, ain't nobody gonna be excited to pack this guy. I think Boras might be the only person that can do well with him. What is he, 12,000 coins? Let me guess, right? At least it's a new hero pull. I'll take that. La Liga as well. So, I mean, we can use him up top. Does he replace Karim Benzema? There's no way, right? He's actually 30k, Nick. Oh, cool. Amazing. Does he replace Kareem the Dream? And is there a dangler? I'm sure he doesn't replace Kareem the Dream, but imagine there's a headliner in there too. Oh! Well, there's not a headliner in there, but there's another Harry Kane. Hey, let's go. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to end it there. I know when to walk away from these stupid packs is now, and now is when I'm going to do it. We'll grind again for tomorrow to have more League SBCs to open and grind and pack. And here's hoping the gameplay enjoyment tomorrow on FIFA keeps me wanting to grind more than beyond 6 p.m. UK. Because right now on twitch.tv/Nick28T, we are going to be grinding Tarkov. God bless, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!